I don't know how close I am to the town, so I am going to backtrack to the house. Mountain Dew! We did survive, thanks to Mega Drain. Yep. That was all part of the plan. I just got here a bit ago after getting up from a much-needed nap, been nursing a migraine since I woke up this morning, and now back to— I read that as TikTok. Back to Tears of the Kingdom. Wait, there's something— oh, there's a child. It's like I'm bumping into something here. Chat, I have a confession to make. I don't know how obvious this is or not, and I also think that this is one of those things that doesn't fall into the same category as the generative AI that people talk about. But remember when Botbound used to be smart? And now he's dumb? We're sorry you're offended is never a good line! And I hope company realise how insulting that is. Big true. All that time Botbound was smart, it was because he was using ChatGPT. It's true, I used AI. But I would like to think that the way I used it, it wasn't ever using stolen works. Still talk about Botbound and how he was making up Pokemon. Yeah, that was all done through ChatGPT, basically. I don't know. I never saw it as something that was like... Yeah, like... It was generative in the way that it was making up words. He did used to compliment you, yeah, that's true. Now, how do you feel knowing that it was AI? I mean, technically, it was a robot anyway. It was Botbound. I always assumed Botbound was an AI bot. Yeah, he was, but he was a bit more custom than any. You know, I know a lot of streamers had AI chatbots, but the way I use. Wait, this is a house I don't think I entered before, was it? Oh no, the ghost is gone. That's not creepy. Oh, okay. I don't like AI, but I've used it to make certain work emails sound more professional, something quite a few of us in the business office have done. One of our girls also used the prompt, tell this person they're being stupid, but in a professional way. I think that's a prompt that people should use more often, to be honest. But yeah, in order for me to like have my chatbot come up with unique messages all the time, and randomly interact with people, you know, I obviously fed it a bunch of information about the stream and what was going on, and he would talk as if he was a chat member sometimes, and that was, you know, there was no way I could do that without using a large language model. So I always thought that was, I wouldn't say like a forgivable use, but like an acceptable use of it. Oh, hello. Hi, Baz. Hey, Dale. What, you finally come along now? Slow, way too slow. Listen, Dale, see how the rocks are all lumpy here? You can't climb those rocks until you get the Snow Point gym badge. Anyway, I'm off. Team Galactic, I'm coming for you, so we have to do the gym first. I was gonna give Electivire rock climb. But I don't have Electabuzz yet. GG. Thank you for the 13 months. Appreciate that. Barry had the high ground. He did. Yeah, to me, that wasn't like... I think the biggest argument with generative AI is that it's stealing work and it's taking away from what a real person could do. Now, in the way that I used it for Botbound, I don't think a real person could have done that, which is a lie. I could have hired someone to sit in my chat and pretend to be Botbound. I guess that is true. One case where it was okay. I don't like it when it replaces a human though. Yeah. Great trying to recognized by the Pokemon League. I look forward to carrying someone like that on this ship. Oh, that's how we get to the battle frontier, isn't it? Snowbound Town is always freezing cold, but the spirits of the trainers and their Pokemon burn hot and bright, especially the gym leader. But that would have been way grosser than using an AI bot. What, hiring someone to be a... I mean, big streamers do hire moderators. But there was no way I was ever going to be able to do that. Candice is teaching me about Pokemon. She says I have to start by making friends with Pokemon. Nah, you don't need to make friends with them. I want to take a look around the Snowpoint Temple, but only really tough trainers are allowed inside. Ooh, that's where Regigigas is. Mods and bots aren't the same thing? Ah, I see, yeah. But not like generative AI, there are other cool things that AI can do that doesn't get rid of / steal from human creativity. Yeah. You have a Pokemon called Medicham? If you do, would you like to trade your Medicham for my Haunter? No. Change your mind, let's trade. No. Love how my girl has so much vivacity and charm. Hey, Lizzie, what up? I also think people need to stop using AI for searching for things. Stop asking ChatGPT stuff, and either just Google it and ignore Google's AI summary, or use some common sense. No, don't lick the plug socket. Hey, Alpha. Your scarf looks nice and warm. I wish I had one like it. I'm wearing a scarf. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to follow up on your last response regarding the problem we were discussing. I think there might have been some misunderstanding or an aspect that wasn't fully addressed, as the solution didn't seem to align with what we were aiming for. Could we perhaps revisit it together to explore some alternative approaches? I believe that with a bit more collaboration, we can find a more effective solution. Thanks for your understanding and support. Was that Cece's prompt? Haven't gotten to hear any of those emails lately since she got her own office area, since she does food service as well as benefits now, but they were always so funny to read. They were just slaps across the face. Is that the tell this person they're being stupid in a professional way? Yes. I can't believe you just used AI. Bookworm. God. Really? Cancelled. Would you like to hear the trendy saying? Yes. Very well. Chat, we're going to get this printed on a t-shirt. The trendy thing to say for you would be... Cubism. On a t-shirt. That's a trendy sort of thing to say. Thank you. Share colored shards with me and I'll teach your Pokemon some moves. Oh! Wait, can I get Ice Punch? Oh. Oh. What kind of what is this? Fake ones as fast as Botbound did, and we bullied Botbound quite a bit, knowing there wasn't an actual person behind him. That's true. That's true. Botbound also bullied chat. Remember, I mean, I can, because like, it wasn't as simple as me just like typing into ChatGPT stuff every time. So like, whenever someone redeemed the Botbound rating, okay, I guess this one's when he did his haikus. Maybe that one's a little bit sketchy. How does Botbound feel about me? So first of all, it would generate a number between 1 and 100, completely at random. And then, apparently I use CC as a placeholder name. So when I was testing it, I would use CC. So his so the input would be, you did? Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. So basically it would pull the user from whoever redeemed it, but whenever I was testing it, I just set the username to be CC as lost. So every time someone did it, it would trigger the command, User is asking you how you feel about them. Respond in 3 sentences plus your rating. But I had to add like some context to it. So then it's so his system settings were: you are botbound, a fun chatbot for the streamer Dazabound, who is your creator. So whenever I would do stuff with botbound, he would always have that like little bit of context there. So he would treat me a little bit differently. You will act like a person, and you will be explaining your feelings towards a particular viewer in chat, who you have rated, and then the number out of 100. And yeah, I had to do this weird thing. I had to say, when discussing people, act as though they are not streamers and use they/them pronouns, because he had a really bad habit of assuming everyone was a streamer, and he would also assign genders to them. So I'd like specifically tell him to not do that. No, he loved me for real, not AI. Nug, I'm sorry to break it to you. I'm not bad, Alpha. How are you? I accept AI for help. You should have used AI to help you write that, CC, because you used the wrong accept. Time I used it to fix a mortgage letter for my brother, but I draw the line at AI art garbage. He did think I was a streamer, and he said he enjoyed watching me play games, and I was just like, wait, is botbound in my computer now? Yeah, so I went through several iterations of anything I did with botbound to tweak him. I did get a really good one once, though. Yeah. Yeah. And the fake mon thing was cool. Asking him to talk to make up Pokemon, and he would just... I mean, to be fair, he probably did just pull random ideas off the internet already, but it was just a fun interaction. Spent an entire week speaking to 12 to 13-year-olds about asking AI to do their homework for them and that Google AI summary, and yet I know full well that most of them went home and did exactly what I asked them not to. Yeah. Probably. Wait, what was I doing? I was talking to this... Shard man. My favorite one? I can't remember who it was now. But my favorite reaction will always be when botbound completely psyched us all out and was gassing someone up, and then he was like, "Oh wait, sorry. Listening to you chat is like listening to elevator music through noise-canceling headphones." It was so funny. So he can only learn certain... Okay, this move tutor sucks. That was amazing, yeah. Yeah. Cause I thought he was getting quite personal. Oh, it's you. Brr. Oh, hi Dale. Are you taking the gym challenge now? I'm hoping to see Candace soon, but I'm staying put until I warm up first. Oh, you should know that Candace is a user of Ice-type Pokemon. I really admire Candace, and she's so studious. She wanted to practice against me to learn about fighting-type Pokemon because the Ice-type matches are bad. It's because the Ice-type matches up badly against the fighting-type. God, that was difficult to read. There's a Psyduck here. Certified wonderfully weird by the one on the... Oh, it could be. Yeah. Yeah. So that was also how he randomly interacted with chat every now and then. He would also summarize chat. So I would, after like a certain number of chat lines, like this thing on my bot would automatically activate where it would then log like the next 10 chat messages, and then botbound would randomly summarize it, I think. He would also randomly message people. So after a while, he would start listening to chat, and when a chat message of a decent, like, long enough length would pop up, he'd randomly chime in. I love the fact that I had to specifically say, you are bot-bound, a funny and charming chatbot. And this one was, you will be randomly replying to the given message as if inserting yourself into the conversation. Oh dear. Homeless Psyduck? He might be. Maybe he's just getting warm. Seen a few of those rewatching your Tears. Oh, Tears of the Kingdom. Oof. I kind of regret not saving the VODs from when we went back to finish off Tears of the Kingdom. He'd answer messages without context and it was awesome. See, I think like part of the fun was the jank. You are funny and charming, please don't insult my chat. No, I found it more interesting that he would insult people sometimes. Sound gets swallowed up by the snow, that's why it's very quiet here. Thank you for coming to Grace's live show in Snow Point. I'm so happy you came to see me. I'll about to use my thank you. Okay. Oh, okay. We're just fighting in the Pokemon Center. Sure. Beep beep. Yeah, Pokemon Center fight. This was before the fairy type, so we're fine to kick it in the face. Botbound will live forever. Yeah, he's just dumb again now because I don't pay for the pleasure of having him linked up. That Psyduck really went Lady Gaga Guwawa? I've heard that before. Yeah, it's because obviously he could give negative ratings as well as positive ones. I did always have to say that he wasn't actually reading your messages and judging you based off of your messages. He was, first of all, just getting a random number between 1 and 100 and then judging you based off of that number. It was just for fun and never an actual thing. Yeah, it's his Japanese name, yeah. Yep. To crowd of none. This is Grace. Thanks for listening. And Magmi's Japanese name is Booby. Magmar's Japanese name is Booba. One day, Botbound will start a GoFundMe to be smart again. Look, I'll be honest. So the way it worked, it wasn't like a monthly subscription or anything. It was basically you would top up your account with X amount of dollars, and that would give you so many tokens to use. And when you're interacting with AI, it's not like per character or per word, it's per token, which is sometimes like per syllable. It's weird and I never quite understood it. I gave them $5, and I think I probably went through like $2 worth in the 2 years that I had Botbound Smart before they expired when I quit. So it's not like I broke the bank with it, and it's not like I couldn't just give them $5 again. Nah, he's not here anymore. It's not like I couldn't just give them $5 again and just top up my token count. But I just... Is it worth it at this point? $5? Probably not that much of an expense, really, is it? Since Botbound promised he'd spare me when he starts a revolution. It's okay, he's dumb now. He's dumb. Hey there, how's it going, Champ to be? You see the big old snowballs placed here and there? You need to slide on the ice with enough momentum to crush them. The gym leader is a user of Ice-type Pokemon. Melt her defensive with scorchingly hot Fire-type moves. It's all about the focus with this gym. Bear down and focus. Have a good luck, Tiz. Be right back, don't finish the whole gym. I remember watching someone speedrun part of this gym before, and it was really interesting how they beat it. They essentially... they use the repel. Because when you're sliding on the ice, when the repel ran out, you would just stop dead in your tracks. And they made it so that they stopped perfectly here. Like right in front of the steps for Candace. And you could just repel your way to victory. Botbound does come around when there's a frown. Yeah, so he still reacts to some things. So, like, the things that don't require, you know, an AI prompt, essentially, he will still react to commands just like any other chatbot would. And essentially, any comment with a frown, that frown is the command that triggers him to say, turn that frown upside down. But he'll still convert temperatures. If you ever say, like, a number followed by F or C, he will convert it to the other one, because that's just mathematics. So I just trigger the, or he is triggered by the number followed by the letter, and then he'll look at that and he'll convert it the other way, because again, it's just maths. If you want to make Botbound whole again, we're in. I don't know if I do, because, I'll be honest, I'm kind of annoyed that I still had $3 worth of credit and it expired. Or they just cancelled it. I'm like, that's... They just stole $3 from me. I don't trust it since we have a dumb leader in America. Dumb means nothing. Everywhere's got a dumb leader. I honestly don't think anywhere's got a smart leader these days. But someone's got to lead, I suppose. I think it's fair to say that if I had a spare $5 laying around, I'd rather put it towards playing video games than making Botbound smart again. Sorry, chat. I know that's probably not what... But here's the thing. I'm no longer in a position where I need to have these quirky standout things in my stream. I can have them, but they're not, like I say, necessary for me to stand out so much anymore. Could probably inquire and they can give it back. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I looked into it, like, when we started streaming again, and I said I'd look into making Botbound smart again. I did look into why it wasn't working, and I was looking at all the code, because I was like, I swear I still had credit in my account. And yeah, it just said I had nil. I was like, oh. Well, I didn't use it all. That's for sure. Magmalicio is going to bust his way through this gym. Spider on top of my bed and it's huge. Murder. It's the only way forwards. Is the gym's trick floor making you a little hot under the collar? If you can't maintain your cool in battle, you'll freeze up. I've got Magmortar, we're fine. Savannah? Ooh, na. When it comes to spiders, I don't like killing things, okay? Not a big fan of it. There are spiders that I will scoop up and throw outside, but there is a certain size they get to where I'm just like, I don't even want to try messing around with that. Now, I had one here the other day, and people, when they talk about larger than average spiders, I think tend to over-exaggerate. So, I want this to come across in a way where I'm acknowledging the fact that some people may think I'm over-exaggerating the size of this spider. It was big. It was like bigger than... I would say its leg span was about the same size as a can of Coke. He was a big bastard. Now, you might be thinking, Dazza, you're probably over-exaggerating. It was just maybe bigger than average, but it wasn't that big. Oh no, it had feet. I don't mean it was like it had legs. I mean like it was so big that I swear it could have worn shoes. Okay? This one I did kill because ain't no way I was going to scoop this one up and throw it outside. Because it was hiding in like the corner of my room. It was actually in like my hallway. to emphasize the fact that I was not exaggerating, I couldn't get to it where it was hanging out in the corner. I had to swat it down with a slipper first. Okay? When I swatted it down and it landed on the floor, it made a thud. That is how I'm qualifying it as a big ass spider. If it's heavy enough to make a noise when it lands on carpet, it was a big spider. Poor Cherry. All he ever wanted to be was big enough to wear shoes. I'm gonna need a picture with a banana. Do you really think I went out to find a banana to put it next to the banana for scale? No, I was just like, I don't want to let this... I want to know how the thing got in here without setting off an alarm. To be honest. I want to fight that trainer. Nope. Ooh, it's handy. Let's fight you. I already fought you. Whee! That's how we fight you. Pixar, it didn't happen. Oh, that's fine. Listen, I am past the point of needing validation from people on the internet. I know what happened to me, and that's fine. I don't have to prove it to anyone. I don't care if people believe me or not. Dedicated cup and some old junk mail on the shelf behind my desk just in case. There are certain bugs that I will go out of my way to help, like bees. I will help a bee out if I see a bee in need. There are some things that no matter how big or small they are dead on sight. Wasps, for example. Lava plume? An inferno of scarlet flames washes over all Pokemon in battle and may also inflict burn. 80? Flamethrower is 95, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, that might be good for double battles until we replace Feint Attack. Dazzler has spider issues. There's a... Oh, yeah, there was one on the wall! And I was gonna leave it there, and I was like, no, it's too big. I got my slipper and just whacked it. I remember that. Oh... I will leave some spiders in my house as they will eat other bugs. Bedroom is off limits though. Yeah, and again, to me it's about size. There are some that I'm just fine to leave alone. Some that I'll scoop out and throw them away. But also, we don't really have bug pests here. Flies, yeah, every now and then. But there's no reason for a spider to be in my home. I want to pretend it didn't happen so I can live in ignorance that such spiders don't exist. Yeah, makes you wonder how people in Australia survive. But they must survive somehow because they're still living there. Once they reach on my walls or in my house, it's dead. How do I fight you next? I have no idea. We're gonna make it to that piece of... Oh, that's easy, he says. Australia scares me. It's one of those places that I would love to go to, but that is very off-putting. People in Australia is not normal, we know this. I wish Tish would show up right now and be very offended. She wouldn't be offended though, she'd probably just agree with you. I'll never forget. So my ex went to Australia like 4 or 5 months before we split up to visit family. And I'll never forget the fact that she went, like she visited someone, I can't remember where she went, but she visited like a native person there, someone that lives there, not just family that moved there, but I don't know, maybe, I can't remember. But she asked this bloke why he had a dead snake hanging on his fence, like a chain link fence, and he just had a snake hanging over it. And it was like, yeah, it's to scare the other bastards that might come up here. Okay. Yeah. Especially if they're in my room, Australia would be a dream place to visit if not for the spiders. So I've heard that in most, like, urban areas, spiders just aren't really that much of a problem because it's so rare that they come into places with humans. They'd rather chill in, like, the outside world. But then I've also heard of the fact that there are spiders that will crawl around, like, inside the inner gubbins of cars and then just poke out through the air vents at some point. I'm just like, that's a big no. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, exactly. It's like a scene from a horror movie. You guys ever seen Apollo 13? Nah, I never want to go in a car again. So chat, anyone played any cool games recently? He acted like it was their pet? Yeah, no, not a chance. Not something like that. I've had so many spiders come out my car vents over the years, mainly jumping spiders and little guys. Tears of the Kingdom? Probably die in the car. The spider would survive. I think that's all of the trainers. So, we're going to go back, heal, and then we're going to blitz this gym. I can't remember how to do it.